What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Van der Sar's base card. So he is currently coming in at about 305k. Nothing too special, to be honest, and I think if anything it was always his mid that actually did alright. Obviously his prime and his prime moment still will look very nice in this game. And I think there is very little difference between keepers this year. Obviously, the main thing I think that kind of goes out for keepers is now the traits. That is just natural, especially amongst the higher rated ones. I used to think speed was a big kind of factor, and it then seemed that height was the one. Nick Pope, 6'7" or 6'8", obviously doing very well last year, and I think Neuer's actually coming in quite nice this year. So I think for me, keepers at the minute don't really make too much difference unless A, their traits are good or bad, and obviously sometimes their body type does matter. So I'm interested with Van der Sar. Last year we did his Icon SBC very early on, and to be honest, I really wasn't impressed. I was glad that obviously he's a Man U player, but for what, I think it was about 400k worth of players, I really wish I didn't bother. So let's give him a redemption, see what this Manchester United legend can do, and hopefully bring us home some good saves. Oh, JT11 is fantastic. For me with Van der Sar, he's normally necessarily quite a good keeper, just for the fact that he is quite tall in general. In fact, oh no. Let's see how good he is. He's gone for the chip. Oh, he's gone for the double save. Poor defending from my part. Completely lapse of judgment. Went to look at something on the screen, and that's it. We're 1-0 down. But like I was saying, he is quite a tall keeper, normally quite agile. And I think it was last year that I just think he generally just struggled. I don't think there was really anything to it. He just necessarily wasn't great in terms of his base, and even mid wasn't necessarily how good it was the year before. We saw so many pros play with it, and then he kind of just dropped off the face. And to be honest, I think last year for me, Courtois tended to do quite a lot until, I think, team of the year, really. I think that's when we just literally just went straight to the team of the year goalkeeper, just because we knew that that's who we were getting every single time. Got a runner on the box. We've got Neves passing it into Sterling. We need Van der Sar potentially. That's a good ball into Haaland. One more into Walker-Peters. Van der Sar to save. No, Zinchenko's going to make sure that he doesn't need to. It's always been an interesting one with icon goalkeepers as well, because we haven't necessarily had loads. You kind of just got to kind of pick the one you like, really. All of them are relatively the same sort of level. Obviously, Yashin is clearly the highest rated and tends to be chosen more for his hat than his actual in-game. There's a solid ball into Zinchenko, who's got Maldini, and he absolutely, I don't even know what to call that. But in terms of kind of like, you had Lehmann, he obviously was removed. We've got Yashin, you've got Schmeichel, now you've got Cech, who I think he should be quite a nice one. We definitely need to be trying him out at some point, as I feel like he's kind of rated one of the best keepers that we've ever seen. And I think definitely he might emulate that in this year. So he's going to be one that we definitely got to try out. I'd be interested to see a lot of these, like Casillas, like Carfu's prime moments, just because we haven't ever seen one before due to him being brand new into the game. Haaland's always a danger going forward. He's just got an absolute rifle on his shot, especially when it's the rule breaker. What can we find from Van der Sar? Sterling's going to pop it in. Going to find Neres. Is he going to go for the shot himself? No. Looking for the save from Van der Sar. That's a great one-handed save. Love to see it. It's going to come back in. No, Mane is going to get rid of it. It's just Tintelin on the edge. Pulisic into Haaland. And that's quite an easy save. Maybe at the start of the game that would be going in. But most definitely, Van der Sar's got that absolutely covered. Oh, that's a through ball if I've ever seen one. Haaland's going to pick his spot, and Van der Sar comes scrambling. Great double save again. Like I say, there's no difference really to kind of like the big keepers that I've seen. Lloris would do the same, Neuer would do the same. I feel like a lot of them do have the same traits, so it'd be interesting to kind of go through the goalkeepers just to see what sort of traits everybody has, as I feel like a lot of them do have very similar, and I could be totally off saying this. There's far too many keepers to know who necessarily has what, but I feel like a lot of the bigger ones, like I say, the Neuers, the Courtois, the Edisons, all have relatively similar traits. And I see a ball in for Haaland here. I think the defender's going to have different ideas. One final attack in the 45th. Can Van der Sar hang on? And Zinchenko coming to his rescue once more. Van der Sar to come out for that one. Easy enough. I wonder, actually, what's his kick like? Let's get a big run up for the kick. I can't remember what his kicking stats were, actually, and I haven't got it on the screen. To be honest, that's a solid ball. That's probably one of the best kicks I've done. Whip it in straight away. Oh, who's that? Henderson. Going to come out and easily get that one, but that was a lovely kick. Not necessarily too far. Edison is just the absolute goat at that, I swear. He's got a massive, massive kick on him, but solid so far. Got Haaland knocking on the door. Van der Sar with a big save. It's just very, very unfortunate with that one. Did kind of bring him out in anticipation that he may have been able to close him down a little bit quicker. But in hindsight, yeah, probably should have kept him in net. And more than likely, we may have been able to do something. Haaland is very clinical in front of goal, so that is unfortunate. But it is, you win some, you lose some with them shots. Big header back, and Van der Sar keeps. Very nice. Quick throwing out to try and get ourselves a little bit more in the lead if possible, and Maldini is going to sweep the legs. How on earth that's not a foul, I do not know. So going into the overall for Van der Sar then, like I said, coming in at about 305 still, 357 on the PlayStation. Let's have a quick look and see if he's actually selling for that. We've got 319, 300... yeah, about 300, 325. So yeah, so he's kind of going up and down between the 300 mark. Obviously, we had news that an icon pack, I don't think it was necessarily an upgrade, I can't remember the exact wording, but I believe it would be for icon swaps, is coming. So that will be at some point whenever icon swaps is. I can imagine probably when the season ends more than anything. So that'll be an interesting one to see. But that is obviously what's making base icons just of the lower tier, the lower priced, going down even further. So personally, I wouldn't be holding on to many, if any, icons if they are on the lower tier. Obviously, they may have a bounce back up if the icon pack is too many tokens, if obviously there's not very good players in the icon swaps, or even if we get icon swaps at all. I'm hoping we do, and I think we will do, but it is still not necessary. I don't think it's necessarily confirmed officially. But that being said, Van der Sar, to be honest, wasn't a bad player. Pretty much an average keeper, I'd say, in terms of kind of what we've played with. We've played with Chesney in form. We've had Handanovic, Oblak, Courtois, Edison, Lloris, Alisson. We've tried to vary up as many. And to be fair to you, there isn't one that I'm actually like, he is miles better. I do see obviously a lot of similar keepers, like personally for me, I use Donnarumma just mainly because of Kimpembe, Marquinhos, and that is the same for a lot of people as well. If they've got a Marquinhos or a Kimpembe, normally they do have a Donnarumma. If they've got a VVD, normally they have Alisson. So I think there isn't necessarily this preferred keeper anymore, like I said at the start of the video. So I think he's going to be, again, a nice keeper. It's always good. We used Casillas quite a few weeks ago, actually. And again, pretty much the same sort of setup. Just expensive, but gets you the link. So you have got that extra little ability to be able to link your centre-backs together with the goalkeeper, adding that extra weak link in at the very minimum. And obviously, for a strong link with Mr. VVD or De Ligt. De Ligt, to be honest, not a bad centre-back. Overall wise for Van der Sar, personally, I'm just going to give him a solid straight 8.5. I think his mid and his prime definitely will be better, but his base coming in relatively okay. Nothing really too fancy. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.